The first of 3 matches which will eventually decide the champion here at the Town Hall Lanes in Johnston, Rhode Island. Ron Pelletier, Stan Senk. Ron is our number 3 seed. He is elected to send his opponent Stan Senk first. Stan just keeps going and going and going. 5 in a row for Stan. Starts with a strike here, and now we get our first chance to look at Ron Pelletier. Well, I guess we're going to take a look at this strike first.
Stanley has won 5 matches in a row.
Ron has not won a Pro Tour. Frequent qualifier. 12-10 was his qualifying score. Had a 2-12, and he starts with a strike.
Getting a little excited on that one.
And Ron's game of 2-12 came during his qualifying run.
Little tight hit.
But
little side action.
A lot of side action.
A lot of side action, you're right.
Ron
Okay, this is the final week. We're going to crown a champion this week.
Ron has a high of 251 on the Pro Tour. That was at Greenway Bowl East a couple of years ago.
Both bowlers being local. I'm sure the crowd's behind both of them. Double. Hey, I think we have a match here. Double strike for Ron.
Well, in the qualifying, Ron was over 800. He had 809 for a total pinfall. You see the 10-pin gets kicked out.
5 games, which is over a 160 average.
Right. In fact, looking at his scores, the only game that he lost was to Stan Senk in the head-to-head division.
Tough break. Leaves to 7, 8, 9.
The winner of this match moves on to face Mike Trepanier, and then the winner of our second match today features
Stanley looks a little tired. He looks a little tired.
Take on Ron Pivo. Yes, Stan is a little tired. I think he's rolled quite a bit here today.
8 on the strike.
Because although you're seeing the first of the matches in the Final Four, Dan has been up bowling before this. We just happen to tape the shows and play them back on different weeks for you.
Stanley is 27 through 2 frames. Okay, leaves the 9-pin.
Yep. Drops 9.
Stanley's from Cranston, Rhode Island.
He's won 5 in a row, starting back 3 weeks ago. Let's take a look at who he beat on his run-up. He won his first match 142-136 over Alan Stump. Defeated Buddy Creamer 156-153. Then last week's show defeated Donnie Dove 134-109. Defeated Brian Koulis 157-146 and knocked off Dennis Potts in the last match of last week's show 146-123.
Ron Pelletier is from Fall River, Massachusetts.
On a double, counts 7.
Leaving the 1-4-7. Needs to just hit this on the inside of the head pin. Ball carry the 4 and the 7 out. I'm sure he knows how to do it. I'm just telling the viewers. Hit it a little full. 55 through 3 frames for Ron Pelletier.
18-pin advantage as he'll move over to bowl on lane number 7. We are using the pair 7 and 8 at the Town Hall Lanes in Johnston, Rhode Island. So glad we're pleased that you could join us. And this is, of course, Championship Week, where we hand out $2,200 and a Pro Tour star to somebody on the DPBA Tour. Duckpin Professional Bowlers Association in its 29th year now.
We're down to our 4 final bowlers.
That's it.
From a field of 142. We had 30 qualifiers bowled head-to-head to determine the bowlers that would bowl on television.
All right, come on.
Okay, give Ronnie 63 through 4 frames.
Stan toweling off before he heads up. Ready to fire and doesn't waste any time. Once he addresses the pins, he's off and running as he gets a strike there.
Okay. It's a strike for Stanley in the 4th frame.
Stan is wearing down. He's pretty tired. He's trying to conserve energy between balls here. It's a nice mix, and down they go. He's going to wait for that strike ball.
Strike ball.
Yeah. Can't blame him at this point. Difference in money starts to be pretty apparent as we climb up the ladder. 4th position worth $500. I'm sorry, 5th position's worth $500. 4th is $550. 3rd $660. 2nd $1,100. Top prize of $2,200. Still counting on his strike.
8. Okay, Ron has an 8-pin lead after 4 frames.
10 more for Stan Senk.
Stanley is 65 through 5 frames. Should Stanley win this game, he would have to bowl just 2 more, which would mean he would have 8 straight victories to win.
Which would match a feat that only Kenny Palmer has achieved thus far. Kenny from Wheaton, Maryland did it 1991. In May of that year at the Greenway Bowl East, he won 8 in a row. He was pretty much in the same seeding. I think he was from the 9th seed, but it takes the same amount of wins to get there as Stan in the 8th seed. Wow, good shot.
Running Pelletier.
Ron is so tall, he's got such long arms, got such leverage on the ball.
Yeah, I wanted to point that out to the viewers. He's being very tall. He has a very long approach, and his extension is probably has one of the longest extensions in the game. This gives him an advantage, turns the ball a little more. Let that one get away from him a little bit. Gets 7.
Midway through the match. 2 more to go. Another one.
2 spares in a row for Ron Pelletier.
All right, let's see if Stan Senk can come up with a couple of marks here to get back in the match. Wow, he got a little mix on that one.
He really lets the ball go and turns it considerably. You can see the ball rotating as it's traveling.
Spare.
Okay. You can tell Stanley's wearing down a bit, taking a little more time than normal.
Yeah, but it pays off. He drops 9.
Puts him 84 through 6 frames. Shooting at the 10-pin. Okay. We have a very interesting match here.
Both bowlers were able to step up the last time up and respond to the challenge of the other bowler, putting up a couple of marks on the board. Ron Pelletier back in for his portion of the 7th frame.
I'd like to thank Stanley's son, Mike, and his friend Joe for keeping score for the audience. Doing an excellent job. Okay, Ronnie catches a break here. Puts him at 98 through 6 frames, a 14-pin lead.
That time he was way off the head pin to the left. Got a good break and dropped 8.
Too many times you'll see just 2 on a ball like that.
Yep.
So anything more than 2 is, you got to be thankful.
See if he can take advantage of it here.
It's like he's gritting his teeth as he comes down the approach.
3 marks in a row. They're opening with a double. He went
double, 2 opens, and now he's got 3 spares in a row. Okay, Ronnie Pelletier with a 14-pin lead on lane number 7. Stanley takes a look at the score. Stanley saying, I can't wait till this is over, win or lose. Hopefully win.
Ron crosses over and gets the strike. Holds his forehead, but he'll take it. 5.
It's a little bit of a light hit.
Yep. 5-7 was standing, and then something came off the sideboards. Let's take a look.
Force Alley hit the 1-3 pocket and grabbed some side action.
Stanley's got a little side action going for himself. So both bowlers a little bit fortunate. And it stays a 14-pin match. Both bowlers with strikes in their portions of the 8th frame.
It has stayed 14 pins for 3 consecutive frames now. Ronnie's maintained a 14-pin lead. Stanley's hanging tough right there.
Leaves the 5-pin. Okay. But is in good shape to pick up another mark. It's got it.
Stanley's on fire right now. It's important that Ronnie does not let up. Stanley's staying right on. 4 marks in a row. Stanley is 134 plus a ball through 9 frames.
Well, it should be interesting to see what happens here as Ron Pelletier will bowl the 9th and then finish up in the 10th. Stan coming back to finish up his 10th frame. But not until Ron is done.
He's shooting at Stanley's spare in the 9th right now. So he needs all the wood right here. Okay.
Count 2 more.
Okay. Ronnie is 145 through 9 frames. Stanley is 134 plus a ball.
Things are pretty tight here as
Ronnie
we
needs
enter the last frame.
Ronnie needs a hit here to put Stanley on a hit.
All right, let's see what happens. Ron working over his gun pretty good there. Big crowd on hand watching.
Both local bowlers, the crowd staying right on till the end.
Now that's a strike. Well, that was very big. Crossed over again. Side walls help take out the 7-pin. Stanley.
He knows he needs a strike now. Ronnie's 155 with 2 balls to go in the 10th frame. Potential 175 string.
Stan Senk, winner of 5 in a row. Will he make it 6? Well, Ron Pelletier has a lot to say about that right here. Boy, that was very similar. Crossed over. Had a lot of pin action from right to left, but this time the 7-pin stood tall.
Should Ronnie convert this pin, he would have a 165 string.
Nice game from Ron Pelletier, 165, and now it's up to Stan Senk. He's got a spare in the 9th, needs a double.
Okay, looks like our winner is Ron Pelletier.
Yep, Stan Senk's winning streak of 5 in a row is gone by the wayside. Well, he continues to fire.
Stanley puts a strike on this spare here, he would only lose by 1 pin.
Well, I might feel a little bit better about that. 165, 160. As Ron Pelletier wins it, ends Stan Senk's win streak at 5. Ron Pelletier and Mike Trepanier face off when we come back right after this.